Hello friends, good week, how are you? Oh, good to be here back, and this is the weekly review for the first week of September. We are now on 5th of September, and now I am back, glad to be back, and this is the weekly review. Well, today was the US holiday day, US bank holiday day, but the market still provided us some moves. I would like to go over the charts and try to see what we are probably going to have during this week. Please remember that Bernanke is about to have his, maybe the most important speech ever on 2 weeks from now, on Tuesday and 2021 this month. It's going to be very interesting to see if he's about to bring the news all the market are waiting for, the QE number 3, or is he going to disappoint and not provide anything. And until then, I believe the markets will continue with their zigzag moves, up and down, with the bearish trend, right? And I believe it's going. The market should continue down, but it's very risky, as it is all based speculation market, and as long as it's based on speculation and nothing actually real, it might provide us some zigzags. Let's take a look on some interesting charts that might give us some good signals for the rest of the week. First of all, the British pound against the US dollar. We have had this 161 area support, as you can see. The break below and close below the support on the daily chart should provide a continuing down move for the British pound. MACD down, RSI, everything is bearish. So a close below should provide a good bearish call. But if we take a look, we are now on a trend line, right? We are now on a trend line. It might be this way trend line, spikes, right? Spikes trend line from this low during this and this low to this low. And if so, we are going to see the British pound continue for the next supports, which are 160 and one lower 159, to meet this line. It could be a good, nice sell call if it does close below, but stay tuned. It might not close below this support line, might make some retrace first and then break down. Anyway, the stop as for now is a little far above the 20 MA, but we should be removing trail down if the price continuing going down with this resistance area above these two last highs. Now, if you take a look on the 4-hour chart, there is a kind of divergence, right? The beginning of divergence. As I said, it might close below the support area, go down, continue to the 160, maybe even lower, create this divergence and take us back up and continue on again. So it does look like a bearish move. Let's see how this daily chart ends. A daily close below should provide a sell signal. Let's continue for another interesting pair, which is the New Zealandian against the US dollar. Now we have here, as you can see, a trend line, right? Let's erase these unneeded lines. We have this line here. Well, the same story, the same situation. The break of this line will provide us a down move. Well, the 080 will be the next target, and of course it might be even deeper for the next support around 079 and even lower. Until then, this support, this trend line actually, which is dynamic support line, should hold this pair. If you take a look on 4-hour charts, it is aiming all the way for this direction. If you take a look on 1-hour chart, it might continue going down and down and down to meet us on the line around 08260, somewhere here, to complete some bullish divergence and provide us a good correction up before a possible breakdown in the future of this trend line. So on 1-hour chart on the intraday, you can actually look for possible creating of divergence somewhere during tomorrow here with these divergences and take this correction. and from daily chart you can go and look for a break, retest, and aiming for the targets 080 and lower. If we take a look on Australian, the same story of course now, but here it's a little more interesting. It does look like a flag here of this down move. A break below this flag should take us down. A break below 20 MA and the cross of RSI at the 50 level should be the down call. If so, this pair should duplicate this. Let's create some ray here. Let's take this ray down. It should go and complete itself, means it could go all the way down for 102 and probably even lower for the parity level once again. Interesting pair to follow, that's for sure. That's about Australian. Many things are going, as you can see. Many things are happening actually. Now let's continue for OZN. The same story, of course. The same interesting flag, as you can see from the closing price here, right? The same story. A break after 20, right? Together with the RSI should provide a down move, and if does, we are going for the next support around 78 plus and to 75. Also interesting stuff. Of course, the stop loss will be considered as above last high. Let's take a look on little interesting commodities. Well, the gold, of course. What do you say? It looks like we are going up, but the divergence is here. Until the divergence is not completed, do not consider to attack it down. It might be completed as beautiful double top here to take us all the way down, because the weekly chart is still riding above 80 RSI, which means we are going to have some good retracement correction during the next weeks. Not week, but weeks. As you can see, MACD created new high, and the stochastic begins to create his divergence. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting period. About the silver, the same stuff on the weekly chart. We have some convergence down here, some daily possible divergence here, or maybe even a little higher, around 44, 45 maybe, to complete this divergence and take us for the down move. So stay tuned for this interesting commodities. It might be very, very, very interesting situation during the next days or probably weeks. What about Euro Pound? Well, the investors, as I remind you, are still bearish, but well, the situation from my point of view is not so clear. I prefer to stay out of this pair. Let's take a look on the Euro CAD. It begins after many zigzags. 2 weeks ago it begins the down move. Now it looks like creating a flag, and if it does, then it means during the next days we are going to have an up and another breakdown. The targets could be 137.40 and the next target could be 136.50, and of course the deepest target could be 134. If we take a look on the weekly chart, the divergence from the weekly chart could provide us a good down move all the way to the 134 mentioned before. So stay tuned for this possible flag. It does look very, very, very good. Once again, few days here in this range, a break below of this flag, stop loss will be placed above the last high that will be created on the flag, and the targets would be, as mentioned before, 37.40, 36.50, 34. This is one of the best pair to follow actually. Euro OZ might be the same. As you can see, it might create here some interesting flag, right? Flag pattern, breakdown, and going down for the next support, which means 132, and the next one 130 and even lower. So stay tuned for the Euro pairs. They look very, 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 very interesting. Well, this is probably what we are going to have during this week, friends. I suggest to follow these pairs. It looks like it's going to be interesting. Tomorrow the US traders will return to the market after today's bank holiday. So glad to be here, glad to be back, after the family celebration week, and we are now on the track. I'll see you on the live room, friend, and thank you very much for watching this video. I wish all amazing week. Thank you very much for your time, and good to see you, good to hear you again. Yours, Vladimir. Bye bye.